Hi, I'm Beverly Banov Brown. Have you ever felt like there was a part of you that was missing? Have you ever felt lonely in a way you couldn't explain, whether other people were around you or when you were by yourself? As a child, have you ever been remembering being afraid to be left alone? Difficulty sleeping? Nightmares? Have you ever felt when you're eating like you have to eat for two, and so you overeat and gain a lot of weight and body issues become very challenging? Losing weight becomes a theme. Or the opposite, where you feel like if you eat too much, someone else will miss out. In relationships, are you a rescuer? Do you happen to have a lot of codependency going on in your family, in your friendships, in your romantic life? Are you highly sensitive to light, to sound? Are you highly sensitive to other people? Are you psychic, highly intuitive, highly empathic? And do you find that you have a sense, a lot of times, that you have to keep a very small footprint on this earth? Because if you take too much, like for example, your qualifications, your education level, your experience level, you're afraid to ask for the amount of money that you really are worth because you feel to do that, excuse me, will be somehow making someone else not able to have their fair share. If that's the case, if you've answered yes to any of these and a myriad number of other questions that I could pose on this subject, then you may be a survivor of something called Vanishing Twin Syndrome. What is Vanishing Twin Syndrome, or womb survivor syndrome? Basically, 1 in 8 approximately, births start out not with just one embryo, but actually 2 or even 3. And a great percentage of births wind up where only one survives. Until 20 or 30 years ago, ultrasounds and sonograms were very unusual and often not available. And so often doctors didn't know that the woman was actually carrying twins or even triplets. Now we do know, but back then we didn't. And very often what would happen was there were complications in the pregnancy and one of the babies died in utero. The other baby, because twins start to communicate, it turns out, within the first 2 months of life in the womb, they're touching, they're communicating psychically, they are having their heartbeats and trained to one another and to the mother. They've got a life going on in there. And the mother doesn't know consciously. Most likely, I would guess, from what I know about psychic phenomenon, the mother does have an awareness, but it's not being acknowledged by the doctors because the doctors don't know. And then when the baby who does survive is born, unless the baby is told eventually by the parents, who often have not been told by the doctors, because if the doctors notice any extra placental material or a sac from the womb in the afterbirth, they often didn't think to tell the parents because they felt, why should they bother them with this, because there's only one surviving child, therefore let them focus on the one who survived and not have to grieve. But life doesn't work that way. We have cellular memory. We have awarenesses of things that sometimes we don't even know consciously. One of the greatest favors, I believe, that can happen to someone who is, like myself, so this is a very personal topic, a survivor of Vanishing Twin Syndrome. One of the greatest things we can do is be told, is put it together, is know why so many of the things that have gone on in our lives have been great mysteries, seemingly didn't fit together, and now they do. Awareness, I believe, is the greatest friend of positive change. Once you know, you can change all kinds of things. In my work, I've found that there are numerous ways, as a life coach, as a love mentor, as an intuitive, to help people through these processes. No matter what it is, there's always hope, and there really is always help. You just have to know where to find it. I'm going to be doing other videos on this topic. It's very far-reaching, and it's very healable. So if you or someone else in your life have any of the symptoms that I described, and there are more that will be covered in subsequent episodes, please celebrate yourselves. You've survived something that was never your fault. You have a spiritual connection with a soul or souls that is an unbreakable bond. Getting in touch with that, naming them, doing artwork, doing writing, journaling about it, talking to a coach can help enormously. This is an opportunity. This is where many of your greatest strengths actually have come from. Your empathy, your sensitivity, your ability to touch others, to receive love, but sometimes it can get in the way because you've had a fear of being abandoned. You've had a fear that if you didn't do things absolutely superbly right, disaster would happen. Makes a lot of things clearer now, doesn't it? I'm Beverly Banov Brown. If you want to be in touch with me, please, I'd love to hear from you. And if you feel I can help you, don't hesitate to ask. You can reach me at coachhq@gmail.com. That's COACHHQ@gmail.com. If you would like to leave commentaries on the video through YouTube, it's right below the screen. If you've liked this, if this has helped you in any way, please leave me a like so I'll know it. Until next time, bye for now.